Lonley Skater. Every town has its urban legend. Bigfoot, Mothman, Dogman, and of course the occasional ghost story. Such is the case for the town of Wintermill. Along the northern border of the town lies Sherman Lake, or as it's been called lately, the Lonely Skater's Lake. The story begins with a young woman with hair like golden silk. She was elegant, graceful, and a goddess on the ice. Every winter when the lake froze over, she was the first to put her ice skates on. Her agility and skill was so great that any onlooker would be stilled into silence. Her movements caught the sunlight just right, sending beams glistening off her golden hair and silk white tights. She was preparing herself for the Winter Olympics and dreamed of the golden medal around her neck. So she practiced and practiced and practiced. Every winter she was out on the ice and her skills grew even greater. One year there was a warm winter. Weeks went by without the temperature dropping long enough for the lake to freeze. The woman waited impatiently, ticking down the days till spring and growing desperate as it approached. Finally, on a chilly winter night, the temperature dropped enough for the lake to freeze, and out she went. She didn't often skate at night, but having missed so many days, she was desperate. She slid and glided along the ice, and silver moonlight danced off her yellow hair and sharpened skates. Unknown to her, she was being watched. From the shores of the lake stood a man, many think to be a scorned lover. He put his own pair of skates on and went out to her. She was so focused on her routine, she didn't notice his approach. She only became aware of his presence when his hands went around her waist. He skated in sync with her, lifting her and twirling her around as they danced on the ice. No one knows what was said, but that she turned him down once again, and for the last time. He had his hands on her dainty hips, skating behind her. Red flashed before his eyes, and he lifted one foot. With glistening steel, the man swiped the bottom of his skates against her heels, slashing both of them. The woman cried out, falling to the icy ground and screaming in pain. Her Achilles tendons were slashed wide open, and the blood stained her white skates and tights. The heat from her blood proved too much for the recently frozen ice, and melted beneath her. Down she was sucked into the blackness of the lake, her voice crying out in large shimmering bubbles. The last thing she saw was the silhouette of the man against the silver moon. Since then, and for every winter yet to come, when the lake freezes over, some say you can catch a glimpse of the once talented young skater. She glides on the ice as a shimmering white silhouette, the moonbeams still dancing off her. But where she skates, she leaves a long trail of shimmering red, melting the ice wherever she goes. You can sometimes still hear her screams before she disappears below the ice in a cloud of red and white smoke.